I'm doing this video at the same time that I did the laptop hard drive disassembly. I have been using this mouse on my desktop computer for years. You can see that I've actually worn through the paint covering on the side there, on the left mouse button, and on the edge there behind the scrolling wheel. And I'd been using this, like I say, for a long time and hadn't been having any trouble with it. But yesterday, I kind of remembered a game that I had on my computer I hadn't played in a while, and it needed the middle mouse button, which in these scroll mouses means you push down on the, you might be able to hear the little click there. You push down on the scroll wheel and it clicks a little switch inside and tells the computer that the middle mouse button has been clicked. I did it and it didn't work. And so I finished that version of the game, that round of the game, went into the settings, and the settings were set for the middle mouse button to do exactly what I was expecting it to do. Well, that's no good. So I found a website that allowed me to test the mouse, and guess what? The middle mouse button didn't work at first. I messed with it and got it to work, but it wasn't very reliable. So right now I'm using a different mouse in there so I can play the game. And I don't hold out a lot of hope that I'll be able to do anything about this, but I would like to try and see if maybe I can pop that switch open and clean things up and get it to work reliable. We're going to try it. Mice are not that expensive. I can always go buy myself another one if this doesn't work out. So I don't have a battery in it right now. There's a little dongle, I think they call that hooks it up to the computer. And inside here there are two screws. I don't know if I've ever had this one apart before, so I'm not exactly sure. That doesn't feel right. Ah, yeah, that's better. So that's the innards of a mouse. I'm going to guess this switch right here is the switch that's giving me grief. Now, these two switches for the left and right mouse button are micro switches, and those can be popped open if you get the right device in there to pop those out. I have done that in the past. It can be exceptionally tricky to get them back together and have them work once you've done that. But seeing what kind of a switch this is, and seeing that essentially they put plastic studs on the body of the switch, put that little metal lid on it right here, and then melted those pegs down. You're not going to take that apart and put it back together with the tools I've got. So I guess it's going to be a case of little mouse dead. Now you can disconnect the cable here to the LED that provides the light, and then it looks like this circuit board is held in smaller Phillips bit. necessary. Even that one's still too big. I'll have to grab my smallest one. Ah, so the battery connections are soldered right onto the board, it looks like. That's the handle for the on-off switch. The on-off switch itself is right there. That Sony laptop, I didn't show it to you when I took it apart, but it had a switch essentially exactly like this that was the Wi-Fi switch. There was a little slider on the front edge of the case that would allow you to turn the Wi-Fi on and off. Just confirming that the switch works there. We have 2 cats in this house, so cat hair is always a problem. So if I find a computer where I'm not going to be using the middle mouse button, this mouse would work just fine for that. But for what I'm using right now, I'm going to want that middle mouse button. So how long have I had that mouse? 10 years or more? It's probably due for the scrap heap anyway. So there we be.